Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Mr. DDG94 here with another NBA Live My Career gameplay, and today we are taking on the Sacramento Kings. This is the Battle of LA. It's Sacktown versus La La Land. We're gonna see if we can come out here with this win. Both teams are wearing their throwbacks today, and yeah, we're gonna see if we can come out here with this win. But as you know, even though this is a live commentary, you know we're not here to talk about the gameplay at all. We are really here to discuss what is on the title right now. And I watched this live stream. Yes, I watched this live stream. It has something to do with it had to do with regarding NBA Live. Sean O'Brien was there along with one of the directors, and I forgot what she does. I think she's in control of engineering. I think that's what it is. I think she's in control of engineering with NBA Live. I watched it. I sat back, I listened. The guys who were doing the interview, they are fanboys, but they answered questions. They answered questions that needed to be answered. And with that, the answers that Sean O'Brien, the way he answered them, it seemed like this game's not going to be what you think what you want it to be. You want it to be 2K's competition. When you look at the Pro-Am trailer, when you look at the screenshots, when you look at everything, and you see, all this stuff, and you think this game is going to be good, and then you listen to this interview and you remember this is NBA Live. This is the bad part you don't want to remember about NBA Live too, by the way. I mean, I'm not saying that NBA Live is not going to be good, but it's not going to be where I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be competition. I was expecting it to do something. I was expecting it to really give 2K a run for their money, and it's clear that they're not ready for prime time yet. They're not. I'm sorry. They're not ready for prime time. They're just not ready. Plain and simple, they're not ready. From what I was hearing through the interview, they asked them certain questions about a lot of features that needed to be tweaked and enhanced, and it seems like in a lot of Sean O'Brien's answers was, we've been working on it and we're gonna fix it, and hopefully we can get it done by NBA Live 17. I'm like, whoa. NBA Live 17. What was you doing for this year's game? I know Pro-Am wasn't the big target this year. Pro-Am should have been a target, but at the same time, it should have been a I understand Pro-Am being a big target, but there was the little things that had to be tweaked. The camera is the biggest thing that needed to be tweaked, and they talking about how they tried to do it and they just couldn't. That right there made me realize that this team this group of guys is not ready for prime time. They're not ready to take on the big. They're not ready to take on that competition. They're not. This was the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 2, Xbox One, Xbox original era. They would have been ready for prime time in this case, but they're not ready for prime time, man. I think overall with the gameplay, it seems like it's going to be more solid. From what he was saying in the interview, it seems like the gameplay might be a little bit more solid. There's still a couple of problems. interactions with interactions in the post, you know, post moves, boxing out. They asked a lot. These guys asked as much as fanboys as they were throughout this whole interview. They were really on point with these questions, and I respect the hell out of these dudes. I actually subscribe to their channel. I think they're called the Stream Team, the NBA Live Stream Team. They are fanboys to the highest extent, but at the same time, they got down to the nitty gritty. They didn't hold back. They weren't just being fanboys and just being like, oh man, we just appreciate the game, you know, we think it's going to be better than NBA 2. They weren't like that. They answered the questions that needed to be answered. They asked about fast breaks. They asked about, you know, when it tips off, the ball shouldn't just zip line straight to the point guard. It should bounce or roll, or the power forward should pick it up like they do in NBA 2K. You know, they was asking, can we get halftime shows with Jalen Rose actual face showing? Can they show Jalen Rose face? Can they show the faces of Mike Breen and Jeff Van Gundy? Nobody asked about Mark Jackson, though. I'm surprised nobody asked about Mark Jackson. That would have been another question I would have asked. You know, is Mark Jackson going to be a part of the crew this year? That would have been a question I would have asked. But you know. But yeah, man, this team is. It seems like this game is just not. It seems like it's going to be good to play year round. Year round wise, I think this is going to be a game you're going to want to play yearly for the rest of the year. They're giving you a reason to play it for more than just, you know, just one mode. They're giving us more content. That is a good thing. You know, you need more to spark the game, but it seems like they're just not ready for prime time yet. I know 2K has a lot of the same issues that NBA Live faces, but at the same time, they're just not there yet. NBA Live is just not there yet. 2K is very superior in certain aspects when it comes to this game we call basketball, and that's it's just it saddens me, you know. It really does. It really does, because the boxing out thing, it seemed like when they asked him about boxing out, it's like he really wanted to step away from that one, because it seemed like he didn't have an answer for that one. You gotta listen to the interview. You can go to Operation Sports. Interview is there. It seems as if this game, it just seems like they're not ready for prime time yet. Maybe give them a couple more, you know, years or so, but as of right now, these guys are not ready for prime time, man. I'm sorry. It seems like it's going to be a good competition game. You know, I think certain aspects are going to make the game, you know, they're going to get a low rating from IGN. It might get a little higher though. It might bump up to a 6, but you know, it's going to get a low rating from IGN. You know me, you know how very critical I am of this. You know, I'm not a fanboy of either game, but you know, the aspects that these dudes were hitting on, asking the questions and stuff for, it really opened my eyes to see, you know, where this game is and where it needs to be, you know, going forward. And it seems like they're not there yet. That's just how it feels to me. All right, so I know you're probably gonna think, well, oh damn, you probably gonna think, well, are you saying that you're not? Are you going against everything you've been that you've been talking about with it live for the past? I'm not going against it. I'm just saying that there's certain aspects that there's certain patchwork that they need to fix. And it seems like it's going to be a couple of years before they get this patchwork. It seems to me, personally, and it seems like Live's not really trying to really get, it's not, it seems like Live is just trying to improve and get their fan base back. I think Live, after Live took a leave of absence for a while, I think they come to the realization that they lost their fan base. They lost that fan base that they had back in 2009, 2010. They lost that fan base, and it was pretty, you know, it was gonna be pretty hard to get that back. But it seems like now, it seems like this is their main focus is to get the fan base back. They're trying to make you fall in love with Live again. I think that's the main focus right now. Get you to fall in love with Live again. They're trying to do things the right way that 2K doesn't do. They do take advantage of 2K's fuck-ups. I mean, there was some positives in that interview, by the way. You know, they did answer some questions, and it seems like, you know, they are moving in a better direction than what 2K has been doing over the couple of years. That's the positive thing you can honestly say about them, is that they're actually making moves that 2K refuses to do for some odd reason. So I'm not gonna sit here and knock them. I'm just saying that there's certain patchwork that I feel like that they should have addressed over the time that they had to make this game. But it's clear that they did make improvements. There's no denying that they did not make improvements here. If you sitting here saying that Live didn't improve, you're clearly a dick rider of 2K. You need to. I'm not even gonna say nothing, but I'm just gonna say this, man. Y'all really need to calm down, bro. Cause it's clear to me that that this team, that this game right here, it's not going to live up to the it's not going to be the so-called 2K killer that it was looking like it could have been. But you know, it's definitely a step up. It's definitely a step up. That's the one thing we can say. It's a step up. It's not a 2K killer, but it is a step up to the plate. They are barking at the door. They are barking at the fence at 2K. 2K is barking back. But you know, NBA Live's bark just seems to be a little louder. You know, people are more interested in Live than they are with 2K, because 2K hasn't done anything interesting. So yeah, I mean, they did say they were improving AI with the defense and stuff like that. The defense is going to be a little bit more better with your teammates. You know, even though it's nothing wrong with your teammates and their defense, but it seems like they're going to be amping it up just a little bit more here. And they said they're doing stuff in the post, like post work. This is my biggest problem with the post stuff. I feel like it's just both games just have such a bad problem with creating animations for big men. That's my biggest issue with both games. Both games do not have animations for big men. All the animations are clearly the same. If a point guard can run into the paint the same way a center can, like a center, they should have different movements, because that should be a more comfortable environment for them. You know, being down in the post. I just really wish that both games would get it through their heads that you need to focus more on animations for big men than just focusing on getting all these animations in, you know, for you know, small forwards and point guards and shooting guards. The big men need their own style play too. I feel like both games really do not focus on the big man aspect of basketball here. And I was hoping that Live would do it, considering the fact that they believe that they're more, they have, you know, more, you know, authentic. I'm trying to say the word, I can't say it. You know what I'm trying to say though. They're more authentic with the way of how their game flows and stuff like that. So, you know, you would think that they would have, you know, the more sense to do something for the big men, but it seems as if they don't. It seems as if they don't, and neither does 2K. I mean, They have been talking about, you know, they saying that the game's going to be a lot more fluider, a lot more faster than it is here. I'm just really hoping that we just get more fast break anime. I really just hope that fast breaks feel like fast breaks, and not, you know, you gotta pray to God that they just don't catch up to you, or somebody gets stuck in the animation, because you want to believe it, but it's hard to believe, man. I think both games do a terrible job with fast breaks, to be honest with you. But that's just my personal opinion. You may have a different opinion, but that's just my personal opinion. I think both games do a terrible job when it comes to fast breaks. I also think both games do a terrible job when it comes to big men and having actual big men animations instead of having big men moving around like point guards all over the place. I feel like big men need more. I feel like big men need more, you know, animations, you know, they need, their animations need to be a little bit more slower, a little bit more, you know, clunkier and stuff like that. That's how I feel. That's honestly how I feel. But yeah, man, I talk some more about it in the next video. So yeah, man, until then, you know, peace out. I'll see you guys next time. Yeah.